Ooh.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jade Alberts from Calgary, Alberta. I'm a small business strategist, influencer, and brand builder. My passion is helping small businesses grow and succeed. Sharing knowledge is why I started the Telling It Like It Is Facebook Live show. It is a live show. If you have any questions, please, post them up there. We will answer them. If you're watching this after the fact, do not hesitate to ask questions. We will get to them. I'd like to thank Healthy Heart Sleep Company for sponsoring this Facebook Live. They are Calgary's premier sleep apnea CPAP company. They are locally owned and have 2 locations. Today's Telling It Like It Is guest is Nicholas Fu, founder of Explorer Group Canada. Nicholas, thank you for joining me, and how are you today?
Great. Happy day, everybody. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing excellent, and I'm sure everybody else is too. It looks like summer's finally arrived here in Alberta, so the rain can stay away and we can enjoy the rest of summer.
That's right.
I always like to start off telling people, because networking is so important, how we met. So Krista Malden of the Community Now magazine introduced us digitally, and then, of course, you were in Calgary, and we met for a cup of coffee.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's led to this, and we've shared some connections, and and hopefully we can keep our relationship moving forward.
Of course, that's what I want. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll get a little introduction here of Nicholas. He founded the Explorer Group Canada. They are Alberta's largest multicultural strategy marketing group, providing multicultural, multilingual marketing strategy, branding, social media advertising, and live events. They also promote Alipay and WePlay across Canada. I know you are obviously involved in the tourism a lot and making things easier for the Chinese people that come to Canada. So, how and why did you start the Explorer Group?
Because with the growth of the Chinese populations in Canada, especially in Alberta, we would love to help the local Canadian business owners to have a better understanding on how they can connect with the Chinese people and the Chinese business owners to better do business with the Chinese. And that's why we are trying to become the bridge to connecting them all together.
No, and that is excellent. So did you find, obviously beforehand there was this disconnect, and by reaching out to the other small businesses and entrepreneurs, has you had success making them a lot more aware of the Chinese tourism?
Yes, that's right. Since they have no ideas on how many Chinese people are planning to come to Canada, especially in Alberta, in Edmonton, or in Calgary, and they probably can see the Chinese people's populations has been grow crazily, but because of the gap of the culture and the languages, they're always having questions on how they can increase the business in the Chinese community, and that's why we step in, and we have been working with lots of the car dealerships, shopping mall, and the travel agencies, restaurants for 5 to 6 years, and they have been with us for 5 to 6 years, and they are very happy about it.
Oh no, I bet. And obviously that extra revenue that comes in by supporting you, you're driving the business to their businesses. So that is the goal. Have you been able to expand over the last 5 or 6 years and get a really good network throughout Alberta and throughout Western Canada?
Yeah, definitely. We have been expanded to Toronto, also in Vancouver, from the same strategy that we have been using for in the past 5 years in Alberta, because we are connecting not just the Chinese, we also connecting all the Asians to all the non-Asian peoples and the non-Asian business owners as well.
So is it obviously, I know you bring in some events as well. So are you working with all different types of tourism companies that do bring in the tourists?
Yes, that's right. We have been working with lots of the entertainment groups in Asian countries. Some of them will be bringing Chinese or Asian singers or movie stars, or any of the show that if they are in Alberta, we will be the first one to contact. And then we will be organizing everything for them and then invite different people to attend the event or the show.
And then how has the feedback been from the businesses that you have that you are bringing the tourists to? Are they obviously enjoying the relationships? If it's been ongoing for 5 or 6 years, it's obviously been profitable for them.
That's right. That's why we are expanded to other provinces because we got some business owners contact me from other provinces and other cities. They would love to see the same result that we have been doing in Alberta. And plus, we are also promoting all the Chinese movie in Alberta as well.
Oh, and that is excellent. I mean, anytime we can promote Alberta throughout the world, that's a positive thing. So, thank you so much for doing that on behalf of all Albertans. I'm sure I can speak for.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks so much.
So, some people don't realize how Alipay and WePay are embedded in the Chinese culture. They hear about it, with Tencent or Alibaba, but explain how you got the rights to Canada and how come you're having some sort of problem replicating that here, or maybe just some people are just not wanting to jump on board.
I believe lots of people know about Alibaba and Tencent for many years because they are the top two technology company in the world that owns by the Chinese, and they have been developed the most convenience Chinese payment solutions, which is called Alipay and WeChat Pay. And I'm the director of the Alpha Pay Canada, which is one of the services provider and the marketing partner of Alibaba and Tencent. Accepting Alipay and WeChat Pay, which means the local business owners is able to receive Chinese money directly from China. So when Chinese people paying, they're paying Chinese dollars, but when they receive Canadian dollars.
So it's basically just like using debit in Canada, realistically. So I guess, so how come people are seeing or how come you're finding a negative feedback when you are approaching company? What are some of the people saying, oh, I don't want to do this because of this reason?
We have been helping a lot of the Canadian business owners, especially on the car dealership side, and especially on the hotel hospitality side. They are, I can probably tell 70% they love it and they're accepting it. But for the rest, because of the cultural problems, they don't have the experiences and the opportunities to understand the Chinese culture because they understand Apple Pay, but Alipay and WeChat Pay is way more powerful, and to them is probably more complicated because like Alipay and WeChat Pay would normally do some promotions across Canada. For example, they will offer some discount, so they will pay for a discount, so the business owner doesn't need to pay anything, which Apple Pay never gonna offer. It's something that will make them confused or doesn't understand why this is gonna happening. That's why we always having problem or having hard time to educate them because there's so many information they need to know. Yeah.
No, and for sure. And I know when you explained it to me, it made a lot of sense, especially when you talk even credit cards. Like, I mean, they're charging the business owner a fee for just per transaction, whereas, Alipay and WeChat Pay are just set up their own terminal and away you go. And I know in China, it's WeChat, these two payments they use it every day to transfer money, to pay their mortgages and so forth. So when you say it's embedded in the Chinese culture, it is their culture.
That's right. If you go to China, if you're holding a cash and you're walking in a coffee shop, people see you are from outside of the world, and they were like, "Oh, come on, go back and load your money into your Alipay or WeChat Pay and come back, and then I can sell you a coffee."
Yeah, I mean, I know we're slowly but surely making it over to being a cashless society, but I'm sure that's going to be a while here in Canada. That's for sure. So, I mean, share one of the when you do get one of the new client for a WeChat Pay or an Alipay, and you're going to bring your tourism. How many times would you drive the business to the the tourist to their business, whether it be a restaurant or the West Edmonton Mall or any type of company like that?
Because we treat Alipay and WeChatPay as one of our marketing tools that can drive the Chinese business to you and spend money into your business. But we have a very successful marketing strategies and marketing tools that we can drive Chinese peoples to your business. It doesn't matter you have a WeChat Pay or not, because we, as a Chinese Canadians, we understand the Chinese cultures and we educate them how to spend money and how to have a better life in Canada, especially in Alberta.
So you're expanding this now even beyond the tourism into the Chinese community to say, hey, company X is supporting me and the tourism and China. So please support them when you're thinking about doing your shopping just locally in Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto.
That's right. We have a large membership and a follower base locally in Edmonton and Calgary. And because there's certain times that the Chinese people from China would love to travel to Canada, especially travel to Calgary and Edmonton. So especially during the summertime and winter time, we'll be working so hard with different malls, with different restaurants, different Canadian business owners to drive Chinese tourists from China. And during the normal seasons, we have large follower base in local Chinese communities, so we can drive business to them every day.
And if you want to learn more about the Explore Group Canada, you can just go to the comment section. Their Instagram page is there. You'll be able to, see what they do, see their things. Go to their website if you'd like. But so do you actually then, take all these people and, all the businesses you have and all the connections that you do work with in let's just talk locally here, the local community now. And then those businesses are able to market and say, hey, we're going to offer you a 10% or 10% off type day or those types of advertisements?
We have different marketing plan strategies because to all the Asian peoples, we don't really always look for discount. And my point would not ask for the business owner to offer discount. I would more love to educate people why you need to go to this business and what kind of the services you can enjoy. Because I always believe your business has a value, your services has value. It doesn't need to offer discount at all time, but if a discount season, for example, Christmas, like everybody offer discount as a respect, you can offer discount to the customer as well. But we love to sell your value to the customer.
And I mean, that is such a great point, Nicholas. And especially when you're dealing with small businesses and entrepreneurs, they can't compete with these guys offering maybe 10, 15, 20. I mean, that just cuts into their bottom line and their profit. So showing them that, these people do support local, they are adding value. You walk to our door and we will greet you with a smile and give you the service and help you in every single way that you need. So that's a very great point. Thanks for bringing that up.
Thank you.
No, so I guess moving forward, I know you are expanding, but what is next for Explore Group Canada?
So in the future, we will be more focusing on organizing more events and functions, so we can bring more Chinese business owners and Chinese investors and Chinese main characters from China to meet with local Canadian peoples, entrepreneur and some business owners, so they can share some of the cultural informations, make friends together, and look for opportunities. Because we love to create opportunities, and the people living in the world, they always need opportunities.
Well, that's very true. I guess one question I forgot to ask before is tourism from China growing in Canada? I haven't looked up the stats or anything.
It grows every year, definitely.
Oh, really?
Because I can see the Travel Alberta, the Canada Tourism has been working so hard to promote Canada, the Chinese peoples in China, and we have been working with them so hard as well. And we have been published lots of the information through our channel to lots of the business owners in China and lots of the Chinese tourists in China as well. Because we working with like the C-Trip, like lots of the Chinese company in China. So we would love to bring more Chinese to come visit Edmonton, Calgary, and they would love them to stay longer in Alberta.
Yes, we would. We'd like them to stay for weeks and weeks and spend their money. That's for sure. So I always, I mean, this has been a very educational process for me. I mean, even, once we met, 3 or 4 months ago, and learning what you do and how you operate. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. But if I ask one last question, and it's always the same question. And I mean, you've been an entrepreneur and a marketing guy for a long time. So if you were to give one piece of advice for a small business, a startup, what would that be?
I believe this is my own experience. Treat yourself as that your company gonna go bankrupt tomorrow. So you know how hard you need to work, and you will find out you have a lot of potential to work. And when you grow up, make sure you bring your friends, your communities to grow up together. Because there's more people working together, the stronger we will be.
Oh, and that's such a great point. I mean, two valid points. Number one, money doesn't grow on trees, and anytime you have your money as a small business, you have to make sure that you are spending it wisely. And secondly, networking is such an important part of being an entrepreneur, and being able to reach out to somebody and saying, hey, I have a problem. Have you seen this problem before? And try and avoid major catastrophes before they happen. I mean, you have to be able to get out there and talk to someone, whether it be another family member, a colleague, or even just someone in a group that you belong to. So those are great points.
Thank you. Because what I learned from the Canadian is because we are so community engaged. Everybody knows each other. Everybody friend with each other. So I believe we should always grow all together so we can find out more opportunities for each one.
And I agree. And I mean, as I've been involved in this community now for 14 or so years, I am amazed at how willing other small businesses and entrepreneurs are will help each other. They'll tell you their stories. They will tell you some of the troubles that they've had, so you don't have those troubles. Whereas you get into some big companies, everything is kept inside and they don't share anything. So it's been a nice working environment for a long time for me, and I enjoy that.
Perfect. So it's great to be Albertan.
It sure is. Well, again, Nicholas, I really appreciate you spending time coming on, sharing your story, and especially thank you for bringing these groups in and trying to make Alberta a better place and promoting Alberta tourism throughout the world. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, excellent. And I'd like to thank Healthy Heart Sleep Company for sponsoring the show. They are a local company. They have 2 locations, one in Bridgeland, one in Deer Valley. Support local. They are Calgary's premier sleep apnea CPAP company. Thanks again, Nicholas. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.